If at first you do not succeed, try again. Hello students. Today we'll be studying the next chapter and the last chapter of second semester, Demosthenes. This chapter is all about how to succeed in life. This piece of advice has helped many people achieve their dreams, however difficult they might have appeared. Demosthenes, he was an orator. He was born with a severe speech problem, but it did not discourage him. The speech problem did not discourage him. He practiced hard and he became one of the greatest orators of his time. As a boy, Demosthenes was very shy and he was not strong. He was easily injured. He was very delicate. When he made his first public speech, his voice was weak and his words were not clear. And he spoke with pauses. He stammered. He could hear people laugh and make fun of him. He tried to press on but had to stop his speech and leave. And Demosthenes could not bear the thought that people found his speech strange and funny. And he knew that he needed to do something about it. So he began a journey which made him one of the great Athenian orators. Demosthenes' father was a wealthy sword maker in Athens. He had died when his son was 7 years old. Although his father left him a fortune, a huge sum of money, Demosthenes' guardians were not careful with his money. They lost some of it and spent some on themselves. They wasted his money, in fact. So Demosthenes was very angry with his guardians because he was unable to get good education too. Was there a way he could make them feel sorry? He kept on thinking about this. Demosthenes had often heard his teachers talk about them and he longed to listen to their public speeches. This is all about the great orators. And he was longing to listen to the speech of the great orators of his time. One day, not long after that, he heard that Callistratus was an orator who everyone admired. He was to speak at a great trial that was taking place in the city. Demosthenes heard people talk about Callistratus and begged his tutor to allow him to be in the courtroom when he spoke. The tutor agreed and even he arranged a seat from where Demosthenes could see and hear all that went on. When Callistratus has finished, the Athenians crowded around him and many even followed him home. Demosthenes was very impressed as well as inspired. He said to himself, I too will be an orator and make people think about what I'm saying. So Demosthenes knew that he must work hard to succeed. For the next 2 years, he read history, he wrote speeches, and he listened to famous orators. When he was 18, he believed he was ready to speak in public. He decided to fight against his guardians in a court of law. At first, no one took him seriously, but Demosthenes pleaded his case again and again. In the end, he won, and his guardians were ordered by the court to return his money, but it was too late. There was very little money left to recover. Once more, Demosthenes felt great sadness and anger, but he would not give up and went out to speak in the assembly. And he addresses, his first address was a failure. He knew it from the faces of the people around him and was filled with shame. So he looked very dull and very sad. He left the assembly and walked slowly down the road without realizing where he was going. He was so depressed. And suddenly he felt someone touch his arm. It was an old man who had heard him speak in the assembly. He had seen how sad and disappointed Demosthenes was. He looked at him keenly and praised him, and he told him that his speech reminded him of the great orator Pericles. How can you give up so easily? Demosthenes, he asked. Demosthenes felt encouraged and tried again. But he failed a second time too. This time he left the assembly hiding his face in his cloak. An actor named Satyrus, who knew him well, followed him, and he knew that Demosthenes would be in despair. So Demosthenes did not hide his feelings from Satyrus, and he told everything to him. He said that a sailor with a foolish story will make them applaud, while if I tell them tales of the glorious deeds of the countrymen, they do not care. He said this very bitterly. True, Demosthenes, answered Satyrus. They were having a conversation. But I tell you why it is so, if you will recite to me some lines from one of our great poetry. And then Satyrus asked Demosthenes to recite a line from any of the poetry of his time. So Demosthenes recited some poems to him. He spoke the words correctly, but his voice was dull. There was awkwardness in the way he delivered the speech. When Demosthenes finished, Satyrus repeated the lines back to him. Demosthenes stood still and surprised. He was amazed to see, and he could not believe. He could not believe that they were the same lines which he recited. So the actor's eyes flashed, his voice rose and fell, and his body swayed as he spoke. Demosthenes understood why his speeches did not interest the Athenians, and he realized that he must not only read and recite them, but also act on them. From that day on, Demosthenes began to work in a different way. And this story is all about how he practiced and how he attained success in his life. He converted one of his cellars of his house into a study. Then he practiced undisturbed. There was nobody to disturb him because he was practicing in the cellar. Cellar means it's an underground room used for storing things. So then he practiced undisturbed, and he often lived in his study for 2 or 3 months in a stretch. They say that he went to the seashore and shouted his speech with pebbles in his mouth so that he may find difficulty in speaking. And when he spoke without the pebbles in his mouth, the speech was much more clearer than he spoke with the pebbles. And I told you in the beginning that he had a speech problem, so he practiced in this way. It made him struggle to bring out every sound. So when he spoke without the spoons, the words came through loud and clear. That's what I told you just now. He watched himself in the mirror as he spoke to improve his expressions, gestures, and actions. He practiced speaking as he walked or ran along the seashore. He raised his voice so that he could be heard over the roaring waves, so that he may be loud and clear. He also practiced speaking as he ran up a hill, so that he may have a control on his breath. All these trained his breath, voice, and tone. Demosthenes' speech were now filled with drama and purpose, which was all according to his time. He was no longer the boy who was shy and spoke with a stammer. So this is all about the chapter Demosthenes. Children, you are requested to just go through the chapters once yourself. Have a good day.